Hi, this is Mark at learnhowtogarden.com, and in today's episode of the 10-Minute Gardener we're going to be talking about cucumbers or cubits, how we grow them, what methods we use and the varieties we are being successful with this year. If you're not already a subscriber to Learn How to Garden, there's a link below this video. You can hop over there. It just costs your email address, and that keeps you up to date with what we're doing on the channel. It gives you our monthly videos that are purely for subscribers, and keeps you up to date with what we're doing. So before we get on with today's episode, if you want to pop over there, you can just subscribe, and then we'll be talking about cucumbers. So, cucumbers. Over the years, I have come to the conclusion that the cucumbers that look like the ones you buy in the supermarkets really are hardly worth growing. You know, they're fairly tasteless, they're a pain in the backside to get that big, and you end up throwing half of them away. So I've really come down to, I only grow two different sorts these days. The first are these tiny little cucumbers. They're only about 4 inches long, and they're ready to harvest. And as you can see on this small plant on this frame, we've already got 4 or 5 ready to come off. To take them, we literally just turn them, and you'll probably get through one of those in a meal. So you don't have that, you know, sitting in the fridge, going off, not tasting quite as good. This is a variety that we got from Simpson's Seeds called Cunico. Well, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm never too sure. It's C-U-C-I-N-O. Quite nice, quite tasty, quite easy. If you're growing cucumbers for the first time, as well as the main stem, you'll notice that you get these side stems coming off, which also have cucumbers on. Now, one plant is going to produce more than enough for you, so don't be tempted to let everything grow. If everything's growing, one, you'll have too many cucumbers. Two, it's harder to keep the plant moist all the time. So what I tend to do with these side shoots is wait till you've got a couple of cucumbers on and then break them off. And as you can see here, we're growing this in a 12-litre container. This just has normal compost in, it's watered every morning, and it's fed once a week. It gets an alternate nettle feed once a week and seaweed the following week. But cucumbers like it nice and moist, so you've got to keep the soil nice and moist, nice and fed. Better to feed it naturally over a period than sort of to try and put high nitrogen food in. If you do that, it'll be even, you know, it'll be quite tasteless. Cucumbers, the majority of them is water. So what you put in the soil and how they grow really does come through in the taste. We're growing this in the 10-minute greenhouse. It's right next to tomatoes. All the books say you shouldn't, but if you've got a small greenhouse, you're going to have to. And the cucumber will cope quite well. What I would say is don't spray all the leaves down, because you don't want that water at all splashing onto your tomato leaves. And like I say, we're quite happy with this variety, but the other variety I grow is sort of dual purpose. So we'll just pop into the polytunnel down the road, and I can show you the other variety I grow, which is actually a Parisian pickling cucumber. Here in my polytunnel, I grow my cucumbers slightly differently. Like I said, this is a Parisian pickling cucumber, and I grow mine in the ground. And what I don't do is take off the side shoots I was telling you about, because I want to produce as many small cucumbers as possible. I'll just take one off here to show you. If we can focus right down here, if you can see, they're sort of much bumpier. If we can focus right in on that, they're much, much bumpier. This is the one just brought from my mum's 10-minute greenhouse, very smooth. This is a much bumpier, bouncier one. And I grow these for two very distinct reasons. The first is to eat at the table, and although it looks very prickly, if it's too prickly you can peel it, you can eat them. And the second, for pickling. And that one's slightly too big for pickling. I tend to take them off at about that size, and we'll be posting a video on how to pickle cucumbers. And these are what you call the classic cornichons, the things that you can buy all over France in supermarkets. My family absolutely adore them. And I've been growing this pickling cucumber for a few years now. And what I like about it is it's multi-purpose. 2, it has a lot of taste. And 3, it was bred for growing in northern climates. So even outdoors, this does brilliantly well. It's from the Real Seed Company in West Wales. And if you've only got room for one cucumber, this is the one I would recommend that you grow. much tastier than, you know, supermarket bought ones. You can take them off small, and we're probably going to get half a dozen off now, and we'll be showing you in another video how to pickle those. But if you let them get bigger, you just have to peel the spiky edges off and you can eat them. Water, lots of water. They really do like a lot of water. Again, always try and water in the mornings. That means they've got access to water throughout the heat of the day. I hope that's been of interest to you. Any questions you've got on growing cucumbers, don't hesitate to email us. And that's Mark at learnhowtogarden.com saying I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll speak to you soon.